Hey, my lovely. Satsang time. Uh, Latest thing that's come up that I want to talk about, ego storms. Ooh. Yeah, ego storms. When you become the king or queen of taking everything personally. When everybody else's quirk is a personal affront to you and your way of being. When you seek out nothing in conversation but validation. Validate me, validate me, validate me. God forbid somebody have the audacity to be diplomatic when your ego is hunting for validation of someone else's wrongdoing that has affronted your precious ego. I'm talking about me here. I'm saying you, but I'm talking about me. The last couple of days has been a maelstrom of ego storms, like one right after the other. And I've just been like, wow, Trigger City. And I'm coming through it. I'm feeling better today as I wake up and kind of go, oh, that's not about me. Way to go thinking you're all that in the bag of potato chips, Ingrid. My triggers around unworthiness came up. Not being good enough. Who doesn't have that one? Not a special one, but mine nonetheless. And you should have seen me. Someone had dared to, in a roundabout way, question the way I do something. Just made me go, rah, rah, rah. And from there, from that one little questioning, the one little piece of feedback, it dominoed into one trigger after another, like every day. Every day. And I was sitting there last night with my beautiful partner, spinning on another trigger, noticing how I was really trying to get him to validate my position. And God bless Shay, that's not really who he is. He's open-hearted and loving and seeing all sides. And he looks at me and he goes, wow, babe, you've had a lot of triggers the last few days. I'm like, yeah, I have. So being seen, difference between being seen and validated. Being seen, babe, you have a lot of triggers these last few days. Being validated, yeah, that person is wrong and you're absolutely right. That just feeds the ego story, doesn't it? Feeds the victim, feeds the pity, feeds the self-righteousness. That's actually not helpful for any of us when we're in our ego story. But you know, what I've learned through my various storms in life, I get all fired up. I get all fiery and angry and self-righteous, but I've done this work enough where when I'm in the ego storm, not always, but usually, and this time was the case, there's a piece of me that's kind of witnessing what's going on. And if I'm very lucky, and I was this time, that piece is laughing. Not laughing at me, but just almost enjoying witnessing the experience of Ingrid's ego storm. And so I have students, and for those who've been with me a very long time, there's somebody that I can go to a few people and just storm out with them. And it's great because one of my leadership ministry, sweet Yvonne, I just went, you know what? I'm sending these recorded messages to her over WhatsApp, and I'm going on and on and on, and then I'm going, my ego is going crazy, and I'm in an ego storm, and yeah, da. She just held the space. She goes, okay. She didn't validate, she didn't disregard me. She just held the space until I spun through it, because there was that piece of me, and I was even able to verbalize it and say, and I'm in an ego storm, but this, I'm still mad. She's great. It's invaluable to have spiritual community and peers who will show up and hold space for you when you're going through your very human experience, which we all do. None of us are immune to it. That's why we're here. That's why we're on this earth. We're here for the whole spectrum of the human experience, including ego storms. And then I went to, I got to go to my dreadlock stylist, and she's a gorgeous human. She's her name's Copper, and she's great. She does like the energy and the cleansing and the preparation when she's working on your hair. So it's a really nourishing experience. And I think we were both kind of feeling the same energy, and we got to get together and sort of like leveled, felt the energy, and we got to both just laugh at the ego storms, at the intensity, at the defensiveness, at the rah that's been showing up energetically, and the way we've been experiencing it. And that laughing, starting to laugh at my ego storms, like more than just a little piece of me started to find humor in the situation, just humor in the experience. It's like, I remember when I was a teenager, I hiked to the top of a mountain with a group of people, and it was really fun. We're hiking up there, we're having a good time. And at the top of this mountain, there was this like lookout, and it was metal, and you had to go climb up these stairs, and it was really, really high up, and you could actually look through the stairs and see like way down into the ravine. Terrifying for somebody who's scared of heights like me. And so we're going up, and it's all metal, and we're standing there, and it's totally clear on this lookout, and then we see this fog bank, this bank of clouds come rushing towards us, and boom, you hear the thunder. And the adults are like, everybody down off of this metal tower, oh, that's lightning coming. And so they're saying, don't touch the rails. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm looking down straight into the ravine through those steps. But anyway, we got off that tower, and it started to chuck it down with rain, and the whole group just ran down the mountain. And as we're running down the mountain, getting soaked, and the thunder and the lightning is cracking, everybody just starts laughing. You know those experiences in life where you just you're so present, and the sheer joy of the experience, you just run. It's like not necessarily the greatest experience, but it was the greatest experience. It's one of my most precious memories, running down that mountain in the rain with a group of people just laughing at the intensity of the experience. That's where I got to with my ego storm yesterday, last night, maybe this morning, and just able to wake up and just go, oh, that's good. That's really good. Humor is an ego killer. Humor is the ego killer. Now, we're never going to get rid of our ego fully because we're human and the ego is our human experience, but it doesn't have to rule us. And even when it does grab hold and get us into a chokehold for a while, let's just delight in the experience of being human and being in an ego storm. That's what I'm feeling today, is just the intensity of the human experience. And the ego storms are intense, right? Let's not take our BS so seriously and just be like, okay, I'm thinking about those triggers today and kind of going through them in my head. What went pow, like ignited my ego storms. And I don't really feel a lot of emotional charge because I let myself go through it. I called myself out every time I noticed I was in an ego storm. I'm in an ego storm. And I just kept going. That's fine. Be in the ego storm, but no, you're in it. And remember that it doesn't make you a bad person. Something we can get caught in when we go through an ego storm is after the ego storm sort of calms, you start to feel shame and self-judgment. And that's just a continuation of the ego storm. That's just another way the ego manifests to keep you in a chokehold. Just laugh. Just laugh at the experience. It is what it is. If you have a little bit of a mess to clean up, maybe if you just on somebody, clean up your side of the street, as they say in recovery. Just apologize and move on. We all have our moments. We're all human. We all take things way too personally. I was the queen of taking things personally. Kind of am anyway. Most people don't know how sensitive I am, how easily my feelings are hurt. I come across as gruff and tough and rah, and that's definitely a side of me. But there's a very gooey center that is very sensitive, and so it can get triggered, and my storms can ignite, and I'm sure that's true of everybody, for most of us. So thank you. Thank you for joining the Satsang. I hope this has been helpful to you. Rage on, ego storms. It will die down. The hurricane will pass, and love yourself through it. And just remember, humor is the ego killer. Feel free to laugh at yourself. Don't take your stuff so personally. I love you.